Can you see past Brazil winning it?
They are. I mean, this is a very dull and uninspired selection, but they are my favourites to win it. I think they're the rightful favourites to win it because you look at their squad, they have incredible depth in almost every position. You look at the goalkeepers, if you can afford to have Edison on the bench, it's like, okay, yes. You must be doing okay.
Yeah.
And they've got, great quality in midfield, lots of attacking options. I think Neymar's in a good place in terms of his form, in terms of his fitness. This feels like his stage. He's been building up to this for a long, long time.
Does Newcastle's Bruno get a chance at any time?
I think that they have tended to go with, and this will surprise people, but players like Casemiro, Fred, that's been a partnership that they've played. But he is an amazing player. I mean, we've seen for Newcastle the job that he's done.
Yeah.
He's been tremendous. Look at the centre-backs. You've got Marquinhos, Thiago Silva, Eder Militao, Graeme, who I think is a good player, has done well in Italy recently. So there's real quality there. I think this group is good for them.
Yeah.
Because I think it's not that straightforward. And so it'll give them a good tune-up going into the knockout phase.
It's about time they won it, Kevin. 20 years.
Yeah. And
last time Martin was out there with
20,
them.
Yeah, 2002.
They've got a really good coach who I think has been in charge for a long time. And I think it feels a really settled group. I think they were really wounded by what happened against Argentina in that Copa America final. That was a hefty blow. That'll be something they'll want to avenge if they face them in the semis later on. But Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon, they are not. None of those are no-hopers. We know how awkward Switzerland are because they're incredibly well organised. Xhaka has been brilliant for Arsenal.
Yes, yeah.
He's such an important player for them.
Incredible, isn't it?
Jan Sommer's been struggling a bit with fitness, but is, for me, one of the best goalkeepers in Europe, and he proved that at the Euros against France last year. Saved that penalty from Mbappe and generally played exceptionally well. And Serbia, again, it comes down to injuries, doesn't it? Because there have been big concerns about Vlahovic, big concerns about Mitrovic. If they were fit...
And Tadic.
And you've got Filip Kostic. Tadic has had, has been brilliant for Ajax for a long, long time now.
Formidable front three, isn't it?
Kostic is ever so good down that left-hand side. He went to Juventus in the summer. And the crossing is so, so good.
Right.
And he's added goals as well. So they do have real quality. So I think that's good for Brazil. I think games where they can't just play in second
England
gear.
could walk into Serbia, could they? At a later stage.
If you look at who comes through in the semi-finals, they would end up in that draw,
right.
that half.
Okay, all right.
But
so
again,
Brazil, obviously.
Again, this comes down to, are there going to be shocks? Because what you may get, this is all assuming certain teams win the group.
Yeah.
But suddenly, if you get a big hitter that is a runner-up and then gets catapulted over to the other side.
If everybody does their job, which you would expect them to do, and given that you think England can beat France, does it mean that England play Argentina in a semi-final?
No, if everybody does their job, Argentina and Brazil would be kept on the other side, so they would play each other in the semis.
Right.
So that's one reason for England fans to be.
If they go that far?
They get Belgium potentially.
If everyone does their job,
or Germany, as you were saying.
The final group, Kevin, Group H: Portugal, Ghana, love Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea. Uruguay. They're always a problem at any time of the day or night. They've been a problem for England in the past. Can they do it again?
Well, what they've done is they've changed their coach. So Oscar Washington Tabarez left the post after 16 years in charge. Diego Alonso went in there, did very well in his last few qualifiers, so got them over the line in that regard. Again, we're talking about injury problems at the back. Araujo, is he fit? Jimenez has been in and out. But if they're fit, that's great. They've got Godin, who has immense experience. But some of the players they have, Valverde's had an amazing season already for Real Madrid. And it's interesting, you listen to him talk, he talks about how he feels like he's in that top level of Real Madrid players.
Bentancur as well.
Yeah, Bentancur's played well for Spurs. I think Valverde felt a bit deferential towards the big names in that team. Now he doesn't feel that. And Ancelotti's been kind of
So who comes out of the group, Kevin, as we're running out of time? Who are the two?
So I think Portugal and Uruguay come out of that group. I think Uruguay can win the group.
Wow. Okay. Martin?
Portugal, I feel, will win the group. Uruguay, second. Ghana, though, third.
Oh, Ghana. Yeah. I've got a soft spot for them. I was there years ago. So let's go around the table. Mr. Simon Jordan, as you prepare to fly there later tonight, who's going to win this tournament?
Brazil.
Martin Keown, Arsenal invincible.
Well, I'm going to go with Brazil, but Thiago Silva's going to play if he plays. He's 37, 38. Remember when he didn't play against Germany and lost 7-1?
Yeah,
in the last World Cup.
Look,
in Brazil,
they have options now that maybe they didn't before. I think they have got depth at centre back that wasn't there before.
I liked Alexis McAllister. I like what he told me. Argentina for me. Kevin?
I'm going to go Brazil. I do think it's very tight, but I'm going to go Brazil.
Where are England going to finish?
I think England are going to get to the semi-finals.
Okay.
That sounds ridiculously bold, doesn't it? How far do Wales go? Last 16.